It's time. It's time. It's time. We live. We live. We are live. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm so excited because this is my first live. That's right. This is my very first live. And it's been a journey. It's been a journey to this point after multiple failed attempts on YouTube. When I first started, I didn't show my face. And then I showed my face the attempt before this attempt. And then the lack of consistency is what caused me to delete that particular channel. But starting December 1st of 2022, I was able to stay consistent doing one video a week. And then that led to doing multiple videos a week. And then that led to me doing shorts. And now here we are, my first live. And I just want to thank all my subscribers, all 115 subscribers, and my viewers. Make sure you check out my videos. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. Give me some feedback. And I'm very humble right now because I've always looked forward to going live. And at the time, when I first started on YouTube, you had to have a certain amount of subscribers to go live. But now, you only need, I think it's 50 or 100 to go live. The rules have changed. I'm not sure what the rules are, but the rules have changed. You no longer need a certain amount of subscribers to be on YouTube. And I'm humble and I'm excited. Ever since I found out that the rules had changed on YouTube in regards to going live, I've been contemplating when to go live. But this morning when I woke up, something kept telling me to go live. And here I am, June the 19th, 2025, on the day that slavery ended for African Americans. And I'm gonna just say this. I wouldn't rather be anywhere else as far as this country is concerned. Not only am I proud to be an African American, I'm proud to be an American. I haven't lived anywhere else. I can't say that I wouldn't live anywhere else. But as of right now, at the age of 35 years old, I'm happy living in the United States of America. But for my people, there was a time where living in the United States was very, very dark. And I'm not saying that we don't go through dark times now, but I can say for myself, speaking from my experience, that I have way more rights as an African American than my ancestors did. And that's why they fought for my right to be able to sit at this table and do this live. So I want to thank all my ancestors, okay, that paved the way for me to be able to sit at this table, okay? Now, slavery ended on this day years and years ago. It ended in the 19th century. But I believe that there's still more work to be done. Okay? Now, when you think of this holiday, you think that slavery was ended. And that's true. That is very true. African Americans no longer were looked at as property. Okay? But my definition of slavery, and this is Jack F. Clark's definition of slavery, which is anything that you can't walk away from, or anything that has your mind, you're a slave to it. I'm going to say it again. Anything that you can't walk away from, or you're enslaved to, that has your mind, you're a slave to it. So I'm going to say this. Slavery is not really over, because as long as someone has your mind, you're a slave. And this is bigger than just systematically. This is individually, this is collectively, and systematically. When someone or something has your mind, you're enslaved to it. In life, you have to have a still mind. Whether you male, whether you female, whether you boy, whether you girl, whether you young, whether you old, you have to think for yourself. You have to make decisions for yourself. If you can't think for yourself, you are enslaved. Just because you chained up, that don't mean you enslaved. Just because you behind bars, that don't mean you enslaved. Just because you're restricted, that don't mean you enslaved. This is what makes you enslaved. Anytime somebody has this, you're enslaved. Me personally, every day I strive to keep a still mind. Every day. Every day I strive to keep a still mind. Because my mind is all I have. Once I lose my mind, I'm no longer me. I'm no longer Jack F. Clark. Once you lose your mind, you're no longer who you are. Okay? So we celebrate this holiday for African Americans. Okay? But it's bigger than just the holiday. Not just for African Americans, but for everybody. Okay? You're enslaved when someone or something has your mind. Okay? Now, we're going to get to the next part of this particular live. And I don't even have a specific, I don't have a specific bullet list. I'm just freestyling, I'm just winging it. I'm just doing it off the cuff. But the subject and everything is going to be centered off the topic, which is Juneteenth. Now this next word, it might ruffle a little feathers. It might make people a little uncomfortable. But this next word is racism. Now, what is racism? Racism is pretty much a prejudice towards a specific group or people. It could be African Americans versus Caucasians. It could be Japanese versus Vietnamese. It could be Jamaicans versus Caucasians. It could be Jamaicans versus Haitians. Okay? It's a prejudice. And the one thing that racism does is create division. That's all it does. It's this side versus this side. But the only way to truly kill racism is for all races to come together. It's okay for all of us to come together as one race. But diversity is the key to killing racism. My personal opinion. We could sit here and we could talk about black unity, black power all we want. And there's nothing wrong with that. But until there's some diversity among African Americans, Caucasians, Japanese, Vietnamese, it's going to always exist because the purpose of racism is division. It's division. Okay? So that's the only way, you know? And to be able to call someone racist is a very strong accusation if you haven't experienced that yourself. Me personally, I speak on my experience. If I'm going to call someone racist or a group of people racist, it's going to come from my own personal experience. I do my due diligence. If I'm somewhere and I feel uncomfortable, I'm not going to sit there and say it's racism. I just feel uncomfortable and I get out of there. But once someone says something to me racist or says something racist, now I can say that that person is racist. Just because a African American and a Caucasian get in an argument, that doesn't mean that somebody's racist. It's just an argument. Just because a Caucasian person criticizes an African American person, that doesn't mean that it's racist. I believe some African Americans, not all, want to just use racism as an excuse. to play the race card. And yes, racism do exist. Okay, it does exist. But call it when it is racism. Same thing with sexism. Okay, and that's another lie for another day. But today we celebrate Juneteenth. We celebrate the ending of slavery. Okay, but there's a lot more work to be done. But like I said, we all got to do the work. We all got to come together. Because when it's all said and done, we all Americans. We all live under the same flag. Each one teach one. Me, we. No one race has to be superior over the next race. This race doesn't have to be below that race. We all come from different places, okay? We all have different backgrounds, but we all live in America. And I must say this is one of the biggest problems with us as African Americans. We don't have a culture. We don't have a real culture. Because a culture, my definition, is a blueprint on how to live that can be traced back, I would say at least 30 years, but most cultures is traced back hundreds of years. Think about that. The Chinese have a culture. The Vietnamese have a culture. The Jamaicans have a culture. The Haitians have a culture. The Caucasians have a culture. We don't have a culture. So by us not having a culture, we could be enslaved. Because if something doesn't match our culture, we're not going to go with it. You know, systematically, certain people can be put in place to influence us because we don't have a culture. The best example was the past election. Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. On the Democratic side, you had nothing but celebrities, my opinion, based off of what I saw. A bunch of celebrities that didn't even have any type of facts. Cardi B, she reading off of her phone. Eminem reading something. Megan Thee Stallion dancing. None of them said anything that was based off of their real life. This is why I'm independent. This is why I'm registered as an independent. Okay? And that's why I voted for Trump. Just because I'm an African American man, that doesn't mean that I can't vote for the right. Just because Kamala Harris was so-called black, when it came time to vote or election time, when she never claimed that she was black, she was sworn in of Indian descent. Okay? And you know, I'm gonna talk about the election for a minute. Like, she just came off as fake to me with all the celebrity endorsements, and you know, she was connected to Biden, so she had already lost. With Donald Trump, he'd been president before. Okay? And we keep talking about she had experience. She never been president. In my personal opinion, she was the worst candidate in history. And my biggest reason why I didn't vote for her because she didn't run from the beginning. I have no respect for any candidate that didn't run from the beginning. Okay? Does that make me a sellout because I didn't vote for her? I vote candidate. I vote based off of my life. And most importantly, I had a lot of respect for Obama. Okay, a lot of respect for him. But when he said what he said to those black men about it being unacceptable for us not to vote for Kamala Harris, that rubbed me the wrong way. You don't tell grown men how to vote. You don't tell a grown man what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. As grown men, we have the right to vote for whoever we want to vote for. You know? And I believe as African Americans, we have to see things for what they are. Okay? And I believe that the playbook of the Democratic Party has reversed on them. It's reversed on them. You know? And I believe that politics is a very tricky game. And I believe that, we have to, as black people, as African Americans, we have to do our own due diligence and not go by what, this source said or that source said. We have to do our own due diligence. As long as you have a source that can make you think what they want you to think, you're a slave. As long as you can't do your own due diligence yourself, you're a slave. But you have to be able to see the writing on the wall. You have to be able to see what certain systems are trying to do at that particular time. And the 2024 election pulled the cover off of a lot of stuff. And I just believe that until we wake up as people, we're going to always be enslaved. Nothing taken away from this holiday, nothing taken away from the civil rights movement, nothing taken away from how far we've come, but as long as they got this, we're done. Anytime you could just dangle an African American candidate in front of us, we jump. Some people still jumped. I remember I was getting my Chinese food, and I was telling one of the customers that I was waiting for his food, if you see this, shout out to you. I was telling them that things were much cheaper under Trump when he was number 45. And he gave me a look. And I told him I was voting for Trump. He said he voted for Kamala Harris. And I said, only experience she got was vice presidential experience. She never sat in that chair. And he brought up her vice presidential pick. And I was like, what about him? He went blank. Now, he brought this man up like he knew about this man. So it just shows you the ignorance of some African Americans. Not all, some. And that comes from slavery. That comes from up here. That comes from not having a still mind. Okay? We got to get out of a place of ignorance as African Americans and get to a place of diligence, competence. Just because a person is African American, that don't make them the right person for the job. Just because they Caucasian, that don't make them the right person for the job. Just because they're Chinese, that don't make them the right person for the job. We have to get out of this, race box. Oh, they're African American, let's vote for them because they black. You gotta get out of that. The whole situation with LA. The female, I think she's a governor or a mayor, one of the two. She dropped the ball. There is no, they messing with the black lady. Ain't no they picking on the black governor, the black man. No, she dropped the ball. Has nothing to do with that. You gotta call a spade a spade. Me personally, Jack F. Clark, I'm done. I'm done voting identity politics. I'm done voting for a person because they black. I vote based off of my life. I vote based off a candidate. And just because they black, they could be on a string. And this is the one thing I can say I like about Trump. He's been the same Trump before, during, after, and now. Okay? He's the same. Not saying it's not things that I don't disagree with him. It's not saying it's things that I agree with. But he's the same. Kamala Harris was a shift shaper. Okay? My opinion. And we have to get better. We have to get better of choosing candidates. We have to get better at doing our due diligence. We got to get better at seeing the writing on the wall. We got to get better at being able to see through the smoke screens and not falling for every little thing that's put in front of us. And I'm going to give my personal opinion on DEI, which is a continuation of what I just was talking about. Hire people based off of their competence and not their race, not their gender. Same thing with welfare. When I was younger, I'm 35, but in the early 90s when I was in between the ages of, I would say 3 and probably 7, so that would be 93 to 97, people were ashamed to say that they're going to the welfare office. People used to sneak to the welfare office. Everybody proud to be on welfare now. They're proud. I think that welfare should be cut. And I think that it should be cut, not eliminated. The people that's taking advantage of it should be taken off. The people that need it should get it, and it only should be temporary. And it should be programs in place so you won't have to get on welfare again. You got women out here that plan to have multiple kids just so they can depend on the government. Not all, some. There's nothing wrong with you. You have a brain. You have abilities. There's nothing wrong with you. Stop depending on the government for welfare. It's not a bad thing, but it only should be temporary. It only should be temporary. We better than this. As African Americans, we better than this. As people, we're better than this. We have to stop being enslaved. I'm talking about up here, where I ain't talking about like this. We gotta start strengthening this. When I go to the library, I don't hardly see none of our people there. We gotta start educating ourselves so we can be better. A lot of stuff I learned, and I'm not trying to say that I'm better than anybody else. I'm not trying to put myself on a high horse, but most of the stuff I learned from my own knowledge. Reading books for myself and applying it myself. I didn't make certain mistakes because I was educated, self-educated. If I don't know about something, it's my responsibility to educate myself. We already know that racism exists. We already know prejudice exists. Okay, what you gonna do about it? Are you gonna educate yourself to be better? Or are you gonna keep using it as an excuse? What you gonna do about it? We already know it exists. What you gonna do about it? I'm not about excuses. I'm all about results and solutions. Are you? Even if I do have an excuse, okay, what now? What am I gonna do now? Okay? I'm tired of some African Americans, some black people, just making excuses all the time. During the lockdowns, you got all this money, you went on all these trips, you brought all these clothes, but you didn't try to open up a business. Okay? And the people that really had to use that money for their children and their household, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that wasted that money, that didn't invest that money. Because the biggest investment that you can make is in yourself. The biggest gamble that you can make is on yourself. The biggest gamble you can make, not on the NBA Finals, on yourself. The biggest investment you can make is yourself. A lot of people was going to Miami. A lot of people were drinking. A lot of people was partying when they should have saved that money. Now, okay, let's just say, okay, I give you a pass for enjoying yourself. But take half of that money, enjoy yourself, okay. What you gonna do with the other half? But to take all that money and enjoy yourself, How can you enjoy yourself during bad times unless you're trying to run away from the bad times? That's what I never understood about people that were enjoying themselves during the lockdown. And I kept telling my coworkers, how can they enjoy themselves at a time like this where there was uncertainty? Okay? This had never happened before. Okay? It had never happened before. So, my whole thing is, if you watching this as an African American person, be proud to be an African American. Be proud to be an American. And do better. Do better for yourself. Okay? Do better for yourself. And do your due diligence. Because in this day and time, you got TikTok, you got YouTube, you got Instagram, you got all these different platforms, you got X. You gotta be able to look into things yourself. You got different search engines that when you type in one thing, certain information come up, and then you got another certain search engine, you type in that same thing and different things come up. You got to be able to see through the garbage. You got to be able to see through the trash. And you got to make your own determination on what is right for your life. You got to be able to determine what's the right call for your life. And one of the things that you can do is your environment. Where are you traveling? What type of people that you're around? Your environment plays a lot in your success. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I don't gamble outside of gambling on myself. So I'm not going to be in the environment where drinking, drugs, smoking, and gambling is being done. That don't make me better than them. I don't do it. And it's the same thing. If you want to change as an African American, because I'm gonna just say this, my personal opinion, as African Americans, we playing checkers. We playing checkers. We not playing chess. We playing checkers as African Americans. Some of us is playing checkers. Let me correct that. All some people need is for a celebrity to promote something. And now you got people that'll drink something just because Rick Ross promoting it, P. Diddy promoting it. You see how the mind, if I'm going to drink something, I'm going to try it because I want to try it. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna try it because I like it. It has nothing to do with who promoting it, who not promoting it. If I like something, I like something. If I don't, I don't. You know? I don't believe in trends. If I like something, I'm gonna wear it. You know? Everybody's wearing North Face. Okay, I'm gonna get something different. I'm gonna get a North Face hat. I haven't seen nobody with a North Face hat. So I got a North Face hat. Okay? But we are just so gullible as African Americans. Some of us are so gullible. You know? We have to stop following the wrong people and start following the right people. I'm gonna say that again. We gotta stop following the wrong people and start following the right people. One more time. We gotta stop following the wrong people and start following the right people. Okay? And you know, this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. You know, I believe that it's a lot more work to be done. We got content creators. We got activists that's doing the same things over and over and over again. And we still in the same spot. We got to do something different to get different results. It's okay to protest. It's okay to march. But the more we keep doing the same things, is the more we're going to keep getting the same results. And I'm going to say this. I respect anybody that takes a stand. It's better than sitting around running your mouth. It's better than sitting around sitting on your hands. It's better than that. Okay? And we have to do a lot better. We have to strive towards better. And you know, it doesn't matter who views the live. It doesn't matter who likes it. When it's all said and done, if nobody else views my lives, I view my lives. The message goes to me first. I'm no better than anybody else. I'm my number one fan. I'm my number one subscriber. I'm my number one cheerleader. I'm my number one fan. But I have such a passion for my people, the African Americans. That we have to address certain things. We have to call a spade a spade. We have to call it checkmate a checkmate. We have to call garbage when we see it. We have to call trash trash. And we have to take accountability for our decisions and not be so quick to play the race card. Now, after we take responsibility and we do our due diligence and we find that there's racism involved, prejudice involved, then speak up about it. And this is the thing too, we want to complain when it's not time to complain, but it's crickets when it's time to complain. We want to fight when there's nothing to fight for, but when there's something to fight for, we don't want to fight. Fight when it's time to fight, complain when it's time to complain, win when it's time to win. It's that simple. It's that simple. And I'm not here to look down on anybody. I'm not here to make it seem like I'm above somebody. I'm just on here speaking my mind and giving my thoughts. Because there may be somebody out here that agrees with me. There may be somebody out here that disagrees with me. But instead of me sitting around complaining, sitting around on my hands just thinking about it, go live. See if other people believe. See if other people understand. See if other people agree with you or disagree with you. See if you can get a dialogue in the chat. You know, I've come so far. You know, I was afraid to show my face on YouTube at one time. I did multiple attempts of YouTube videos, YouTube attempts. And I failed because I was afraid. I was afraid of what people might think. But I'm not afraid anymore. You know? This is my first live. You know, I started off very nervous, but as I got into it, I started to smooth out. You know, the skids was able to be greased. You know, and I just gave my thoughts on this beautiful day of June the 19th, 2025. And I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for all my subscribers. I'm grateful for all my viewers of my videos, my shorts, and now my lives. And I'm excited. This being my first of many more lives to come. Now, I don't know per se when I'm gonna go live. I like to be spontaneous. I like to do videos when I'm in video mode. And that's what I learned from my 2 years on YouTube. And on December the 1st, 2025, it'll be my 3rd year on YouTube. I learned that some videos you can force, some videos cannot have enough substance. Some videos you can have, or you can focus on more quantity than quality. And this is why I don't do as many videos as I used to, because I don't want to get caught up in quantity. I want to put out quality. And this comes with the territory of doing YouTube videos, of doing content. Some videos gonna get no views. Some videos gonna get a little bit of views. Some videos gonna get a lot of views. Some videos gonna get a whole lot of views. That just comes with the territory. I know what I signed up for. And I'm just gonna speak to all the current content creators, and future content creators. Know what you're signing up for. Be proud of your work. Be proud of your content. Okay? Know what you're signing up for when you do content. You're going to have people that's going to try to troll you. You're going to have people that's going to try to, aggressively disagree with you. You're going to have people that hate on you. That come with the territory. As long as you have a purpose for doing your content, that's all that matters. Yes, I would love to make a living doing content. Yes, I would love to monetize doing content. But the purpose of my content is for me and for you. Anything you love, you'll do it for free. And that could be your detriment as a content creator. Once you start making money, you focus more on the finances than the actual content. I don't want to make that mistake. And I don't think that you want to make that mistake. Okay? So, so far, I've had maybe 2 or 3 people come in and out. The people, they be coming in and coming out, and that's fine. That's fine, because the only person that I need to validate me is me. I'm my own man. Check out my last video. I'm my own man. I'm brilliant. People that want to tune in, they can tune in. The people that don't, they don't have to. It's your choice. I'm going to do the content whether I got 1 subscriber, 1,000 subscribers, or no subscribers. Because at the end of the day, if nobody else, like I said this before earlier, if nobody else watch my streams, I watch my streams. If nobody else is motivated, I'm motivated. If it's not helping nobody else, it's helping me. So I'm at a point in my life where I could care less. I could care less. Every video, every short, every live is always an experience. No video is the same. No short is the same. No live stream is the same. That's the beautiful thing about content, in my opinion. No content is the same. I'm proud to be doing YouTube for 2 years, going on 3 years. I'm proud right now to doing my first live. I'm still a little nervous, but nervousness is good. Pressure creates diamond, And I was going to do 2 shorts today, but I'm just going to put it in the live, as we celebrate Juneteenth today. And I'm going to say this too, okay? What is a bum? A bum is a person that don't have no direction in their life. Just because they don't have no material possessions, just because they don't have finances, just because they might not be dressed a certain way, that don't mean they're a bum. If they know the direction that they're going in life and they're on a path, they're not a bum. And also, If a person or people are too dumb enough to see the diamond that's in front of them, it's their loss. If they're too dumb enough to see the diamond that's in front of them, that's their loss. If they're too dumb enough to see the diamond that's in front of them, it's their loss, it's their loss, it's their loss. Because I'm the diamond, I'm the diamond, I'm the diamond, you're the diamond, you're the diamond, you're the diamond. Okay? So as I conclude this live, I want to thank everybody that viewed this live today, and for the people that's going to view this live when it's archived. I want to thank everybody that liked the live. I want to thank the people that don't like the live. I want to thank my supporters. I want to thank my haters. And I want to thank my trolls. Because it's because of all of you that I keep moving forward. Whether you're a supporter of mine, whether you're a subscriber of mine, whether you're a hater of mine, whether you're a troll of mine, I want to thank you. Because you're the reason that I keep moving forward. You know, I've come a long way. We've come a long way, Team Positive. From December 1st, 2022, all the way till now, June 19th, 2025. And we're going to keep moving forward. Because this is not my channel. I'm just a leader, spokesperson of this channel. This channel and this live is mainly for the people. Yes, the message goes to me first. Yes, I'm my number one thing. Yes, I'm my number one supporter. But the most important thing is to help you. That's the most important thing. Happy Juneteenth to everyone. Not just African Americans, but all the Americans. As we celebrate the end of slavery that was done years ago after the Civil War. And I encourage African Americans to continue to become better, continue to live, continue to make wise decisions, continue to discern what's right from what's wrong, continue to call a spade, continue to strive at new heights, and continue to own who you are as an African American. Be proud of who you are as an African American. But at the same time, don't make excuses. Get it done. Don't complain. Get it done. Don't murmur. Get it done. The time for talking is over. Get it done. So I want to thank everybody that's tuned in to this live. The people that, even if it was for 1 minute, but even if it was for seconds, I thank everybody. And without further ado, until the next live, it's time. We out. We are out.